Hello, I'm Anders. This is Stars in the Dark, session 13. So lucky 13. uh, and yeah, last session we spent a lot of time in downtime preparing for your attempt to rescue and or eliminate Theory, Maxa's sister, who is held by Black Sun Syndicate in a location in the Fringe. I don't remember what I call it. It's not the Fringe. It's yeah, it is the Fringe, which is the area like between the scrapyard and the Rend. The Rend is this part of where the level above, which would be 1314, has collapsed down into 1313 and tore a big hole. It's a big tangled mess. So you're going to be close to that. Your approach was to talk to the tunnel rats and have them help you find a way through the service tunnels that you could get into the building where she's held. And you rolled terribly on your engagement roll, so you will be starting in a desperate position. And I will soon describe what that means in this situation. I have a couple of housekeeping things first. Last session, I forgot to tick the Anathem's Hunt clock, so I've done that now. I'll put another tick on that, so it's now at 4 out of the 8. And for Stephen, Anathem is an Imperial Inquisitor who's after the Force artifact that the crew holds. So that's that. I also have some gambling locations for Boko, but I think we'll bring that up if you survive, because otherwise it's just a waste. So you contacted the tunnel rats specifically. I suspect you talked to Borok, who is the leader of the tunnel rats settlement. You helped out when you fought against the sewer troopers. He has made some contact with another tunnel rat settlement or group who live near the Fringe. They live under the scrapyard where your base is, the base of operations. There's not a lot of tunnel rats in the scrapyard because it's a more dangerous area. There are more weird creatures. Sometimes there are bandits from the Rend who go through the tunnels and try to steal things or make raids. But they still live there. He has sent along his niece Haja, who is on the current jobs tab. She has guided you to this settlement, and she guides you part of the way to the Black Sun safe house. And then she's handed you something that's like a really old data pad sort of thing. It's in some alien language, and it has like this interface. You can it will show you like part of the schematics for the tunnels, and it has this hollow thing that kind of flickers a bit. It's not entirely reliable, but that will show you the rest of the way to the safe house. She's like programmed it so that the path you're supposed to take is picked up. And as you've approached, you've noticed that the schematics this thing has doesn't quite fit with what's actually there. There have been changes and modifications and repairs and that sort of thing. But the path you're following is like a main tunnel for the most part, and that hasn't been changed. In one place you have to take like a detour because the tunnel has been blocked and that sort of thing, but you can find your way back to it. So the approach is fine. I'm going to, I was sort of planning on drawing a map for this, but I didn't. So I'll just remind you of the verbal description I made of the area. The building itself, it's like a big garage, like a workshop, car workshop, not for cars, obviously, but for speeders and that sort of thing. It's a 2-story building. The buildings nearest to it have been flattened completely, just torn down and flattened. Whether that's Black Sun's doing or someone else is unclear. But there are other buildings that are surrounding it, but not very close. In 3 of those buildings, there are guard posts that you've observed, where there are like 2-3 people stationed who keep watch. And on a couple of the roofs, including the roof of the target building, there are also guards watching. And occasionally there are patrols of 2 or 3 people like walking around this general area. Not always the same direction, not always the same people. It seems to be like occasionally a couple of the guards who are in either the central building or one of these guard posts will like do a circuit and make sure there's nothing happening. They don't do that super often. It's not like continuous patrols, but like every hour, every couple of hours, they will walk around just to seemingly to make sure that no one's slowly sneaking up on them, that sort of thing. So the way in that you have figured out is that there is, under this general area, there's a trash compactor and there is a garbage chute that should go up to the building. Because these are all like light industrial buildings. They have reasons to dispose of garbage from the various workshops and whatever has been here before. It's abandoned now, this area, other than this other than the Black Sun. And so 3 things I need to know. First, everyone needs to set their load, how much gear you're bringing. And a minor warning, if you're going to climb up a garbage chute in heavy load, that's maybe not super easy. You can still do it, but it's going to be trickier. But then maybe you're not intending to climb up the garbage chute. Maybe you have some other idea of what you'll be doing. And I'm not trying to pin down everyone on exactly where they are, but this is like the general approach that you're taking. So that's one thing. Everyone set their load, and then who are you bringing with you? Are you taking your cohorts? You have your you have your group of thugs, and you have Janusz, your expert demolitionist. Are you bringing any of them, all of them? What are your thoughts there? And this is like together with the main team who are taking this approach. Doesn't mean that they can be somewhere else. Like bring them in if you want them to.
And the main team also includes the person that's been assigned to us, right? From
yeah, exactly. Thank you for reminding me. And that is, let me scroll down. That's Mola Tebs from Thor Bracken's Rebel faction.
Bracken, that's the name.
I will copy her into the jobs.
Okay, who are we bringing with us?
That did not work.
I think having Croft to help out might be nice. A big, scary as hell Gagarin. Not that he'd come off the pipe, but maybe he's there as backup, or someone to show up and take some heat off by waylaying one of the guard towers.
This is mainly just for the actually. Yeah, this is the people who are. No, maybe actually, I think. Let me back up. We shouldn't have to specify this at this point. I'm going to too much detail, I think. The question actually that's really important is who's, and this could be one of the cohorts, who's taking point when you're going up the garbage chute.
Oh, I think it's Edema.
Yeah, cool.
I am
I'm-
choosing. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm probably right up there with you because
If you want Boko to be first,
Scouty,
that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll watch your
Scouting
back.
away.
If something
Yeah.
goes wrong, which I've seen the die roll. Thanks,
Yeah.
Bade.
Probably
It will.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Cool.
Cool. And
Scout
Etna,
away.
you're in a heavy load. I see.
I am.
Yeah. So you're probably taking this kind of slow and steady. How are you climbing up this garbage chute?
I took heavy load, so I've got it to give. I think we've got some climbing gear. I'll go ahead and mark
Mhm.
the two slots for that. Climbing gear includes synth rope, ascension gun, and climbing harness for whoever needs it.
Mhm. And I think we can assume here that it includes something like space crampons or something like you can stick to the wall of the garbage chute.
Yeah, love
Yeah,
it.
Suction cups.
I'm making sure that Bade has a harness because she's whittle.
And new,
And new.
you don't know how, who knows how well she could climb.
I'm assuming not. Not a
Right.
thing you do often, or most people do often. So
It's not in garbage chutes.
yeah, exactly.
So Etema's on point, like, and I imagine.
I think
then that
Boko's
you're,
on
like,
point.
fast.
Edema's like
Yeah.
right behind Boko.
Okay. Boko's on
Yeah.
point and Etema's right back. Yeah.
Boko's a
Uh,
climber.
And Boko, you're about halfway up the garbage chute when you feel your arm snagging on something, and you realize that this is a tripwire. And then you hear the clunk, clunk, clunk of something falling down the garbage chute, and you just see that this is a charge of some kind. Maybe it's probably not a thermal detonator, but it's some kind of grenade or charge that's bouncing down, and it passes you. Etema, you're right behind him. What do you do?
I yell incoming / fire in the hole. Let people know that something's coming.
D, I'd like to protect my teammates.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think I'll resist that then.
This, yeah, you can resist this. How do you handle this? This
You said it was like a
explosive-
giant electric charge type thing that was shooting down the hall.
It's some sort of explosive device, like a grenade or something similar.
Oh, sweet. Then I think Edema is, if it's a grenade, she's hoping to snatch out of the air and throw it back.
Okay.
Sounds
That
terrible
sounds
if she
fine.
screws up. Sorry. Would you?
No, I mean, if you resist, then it doesn't happen. So instead of exploding down there, it's not going to explode, but it will, depending, I guess, depending on your role, that kind of determines how close of a call it is.
Nice. Okay. I'm trying to protect a teammate. So I get
Yeah.
+1D to my resistance roll. And it feels like I'm using my prowess to do so. Does that feel fair to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Here comes a lot of dice. We double check. I think that is going to be, yeah, that's going to be.
Oh, I've also figured out why I keep getting disconnected from the dice roller. It apparently doesn't like my VPN. So I've
Ah.
turned that off, and now everything's fine.
Woof. 5 dice. My best result is a 5.
Ooh.
So I take a stress.
Yikes.
Dang,
So
man,
what
you'd
does
think it'd
this
be
look
easy.
like when you catch this charge and throw it back up?
Yeah, I think that we hear the and Boko ducks fire in the hole, and Edma's cyber eye catches it in the light, and she just reaches up with her left hand, the gloved hand. We've never seen on screen her take that glove off. She reaches out, catches it, and then just left hand with pretty good skill flings it right back where it came from.
Yeah,
I think Bria screams out your name as soon as she sees what you're doing. Which, you know, that helps. Stealthy.
It was not stressful, but I took 1 stress because Bria freaked out. I love it.
Yeah, you throw the charge back up. It explodes. Some debris showers down over you. And Boko, you can see now you're like 10, 15 feet below the opening. There used to be like what do you call it, a grill up there that you were hoping to open stealthily. It's gone now. And you can't really hear what's happening up there because your ears are ringing from the grenade.
Yeah.
But you can see that you're close up to the building, and you can see the roof of the building, so you know that you're inside at least, or this opening is inside. You are in a desperate position, since that's what happens when you roll terribly on your engagement roll. Who wants to do something?
I think since we're not really stealthy anymore, I think fast is the next the next mode. So I'm just gonna get up there as fast as possible and see if there's anything through the hole.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
So I've been imagining in this, I haven't said it, but I've been imagining in this that Janusz and Tiki-Tabi are following behind me, like it's Adama, Bade, me, and then them two. And what if Janusz has mouse droids that are specifically designed to trip demolitions? And we could go ahead and pre-trip things up. I don't know if you guys want that. That's great. If not, it's just what came to mind. So.
Yeah, that's interesting. You're muted now.
That would really announce us. I don't know if it would be helpful, but you know, it would prevent us from tripping another tripwire. So.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? Boko's rushing up. Do we also? I think Boko's rushing up, and maybe one of these droids is also scurrying up.
I'm helping Janusz and Tiki-Tabi to get above me, and I'll be coming up the rear. I have normal load, so I should be okay climbing up. But I'm gonna stay in the back.
I think Bade, you know, almost lost, you know, her grip on the rope whenever the grenade went off, and is kind of dangling there, you know, obviously frightened. And I think as Tiki-Tabi kind of starts to climb up, you know, she kind of gets herself back under control and starts trying to climb up and get out of the way. So.
Yeah, cool. So let's do Boko first, and we'll see where we end up with that. So quickly climbing up a rope sounds like prowl to me, unless you have some other idea.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. Yeah, straight up prowl, I think. And yeah, I think that's all we need to do. Let's see what we get. Spell it. 5 and 5.
5. Yeah. So let me look. You are in a desperate position. That means you do it with a consequence, severe harm, a serious complication, or reduced effect. In this case, I think what happens is you can climb up. That's not the problem. The problem is that you're getting shot as soon as you get up, because they know you're coming now. So as soon as you like heave yourself up, you take a blaster bolt straight to the chest. That's going to give you level 2 harm.
I think I'm gonna mark off some armor for that.
Cool.
That's why I'm wearing it. There we go. So yeah, gets shot right in the chest and probably gets knocked back. But yeah, fries that.
You're still up. You're still like you roll over, and you're up inside the workshop.
Mhm.
And what you have time to notice is that there are several people moving around in here, who are armed, and there's a few more blaster bolts coming your way, but they're not hitting.
Cool. Yeah, just hunker down behind whatever lab bench or whatever is there, and let folks come up behind. I'm sure they hear the blaster fire.
Yeah. So I think since if you still want to stand up the mouse droid, I think this would be the time for it. You don't spot any more obvious. It doesn't seem like there are any like more traps. You showed up in what's like it's like you can see the main garage, and you're in like a small storage area. Like there are shelves with tools and parts, and that's where the garbage chute was as well, or is. So you're up there, and you're kind of behind one of the shelves, like you pushed yourself into a corner where they can't get at you as easily.
Come on up, y'all. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I think it's Etema whose actions, since you're behind him in the shaft.
What's Bait doing? Have we checked in with Bait? I just wanted to.
So Bade was kind of behind, I think, just ahead of Bria, but behind Etema, kind of panicked from the grenade, and it's starting to come up. Yeah.
Is there any way I could like coordinate people to get them out of this place faster, to get us into a more strategic position, a little more?
Absolutely, you can do a group action.
Okay.
If you lead a group action, then that can represent you like coordinating and making sure everyone gets up.
I'll roll command, since it sort of works like that, I think, or maybe prowl for climbing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's command if you're commanding the your cohort. If you're like giving them orders. If you're acting alongside your cohorts, or you're taking part in a group action, then you roll the same action as the group action.
Okay. Well, I will lead a group action of prowl to get everybody out as quickly as possible. So let's see here. Nice.
So who's taking part in the group action?
Oh well.
Ladies and Etema, are you also?
I think I'll also take part by providing cover fire from up there.
Yeah, you can assist. You can assist one of the other characters.
Cool.
I got a 5 and a 6.
Nice.
Cool.
I guess Edema hasn't crawled out of here, so I'll be part of the action as well. That makes sense. And it's Prowl?
Yeah, proud.
Not a great prowler. I got a 4 though. Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll mine. Bade. Got a 2.
Oof. So that's 1 stress for Beskar. Is this also are you like leading Janusz up as
Yeah,
well?
yeah,
or-
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I am.
Then we should roll for them. They roll their quality, so that's 1 die. So if someone wants to roll that,
I'll roll that.
Oh.
5. Okay.
5, so no stress. So desperate action, but you've got a 6 since the highest result was a 6. You do it. Everyone gets up. There's a lot of blaster fire, but Boko can provide some cover fire, push them back a little bit, and so the rest of you can also clamber up into this storage area that's off of the main. I actually had a picture. I should put that into the job. Just a moment. Yeah, so that's it's on the current jobs tab, current job tab. This is like the main garage, and you're in a storage area that's offset from this. It's not these exact vehicles that are in there. What's in there is a crawler that can take, looks like it can take like 8 people. It's a bit armored, like kind of like an APC sort of thing, and a couple of speeder bikes. And as far as you can tell, there's roughly 4 people, four Black Sun guards milling around here, and you have the image above there to get the general sense of what they look like. And they are they're carrying blaster carbines. So it's not super heavy firepower, but it's more than a blaster pistol. And it's clear that they have some training. It's not like they're just firing wildly. They've paired up and they're kind of approaching you now under fire.
Edema is giggling with excitement.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah, she is really into this.
Yeah, so I think since you're kind of squeezed in here, and they are able to fire at you, I think actually you should everyone will take a minor hit, like a level 1 harm, unless you choose to resist it or use up arm. Oh, right. Good question, Rich, in the chat. Desperate position with a group action. Does that mean XP for everyone? I think so. You all rolled an action roll, so you should all get prowess XP.
I'm marking armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna use armor. That seems smart.
I'm gonna mark stress. The new guy got hit.
Ooh.
I think whenever
Yeah,
I
you
come out of the
can either-
pipe, I think whenever I came out of the pipe, I actually just kind of fell flat on my face, and I'm looking around, for cover and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're either taking level 1 harm, which is the boxes below the stress track and the healing clock, or you resist it. And if you resist, then you roll the attribute you're resisting with. You take stress equal to 6 minus your highest roll.
So what you're saying is this is under healing clock, is that right?
Yeah, it's these big. It's the big boxes below that. You have like need help, -1 die, less effect. And there are
I see.
boxes to the left of those. Those are the injuries, and there you write in specific injuries. So in this case, it would be like a blaster burn or something like that.
Okay.
And you would take one on the bottom. One of the 2 boxes, 2 lowest.
Ah.
And that means that when it's relevant that you have taken this blaster hit, you have less effect, which means, yeah, you have less effect on your actions because you're a bit hindered by your injury.
Okay.
Cool. So now, how do you try to get out of this box you're in?
Adam is gonna. I know Boko's already been laying down some covering fire, so that seems like a good idea. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I think I'm gonna come up and lay out some skirmish here. My plan is, I will now reveal that amongst my heavy load is, where's my weapons? Blaster, second blaster. Final
Large
fine
weapon,
heavy weapon.
maybe?
Large weapon.
It's
I'm
the 2
blind.
boxes.
There it is. Yeah. Woof. I'm glad I went with heavy. Yeah, large weapon. So I think she's got a E11, which is a stormtrooper blaster rifle that she's stolen, and she has these like little tick marks of the troopers that she's taken down, and she comes in and fires several times and is trying to draw attention but also kill a few guys.
Yeah. So you're still in a desperate position.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have limited effect because you are taking quite a lot of fire, and they know the workshop. They're able to take cover, and they
Absolutely.
have some
Totally
armor.
makes sense. I would like to ask for a devil's bargain because I'm looking to change that effect.
Yeah. One devil's bargain could be that some of the fire you're taking is actually knocking down one of these shelves. So your position, not you specifically, but the team will be messy and compromised. You'll be a bit entangled in all this stuff falling down.
All right, guys. I think that sounds fun. I like the idea of different levels of scaling and messy stuff in our way. So I'm going to take that. Cool. So I'm rolling 3 dice in this skirmish, and I'm taking regular effect because of the devil's bargain.
You want the extra effect? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I think I'm going to push myself during the fight. I'm going to push myself here. So 2 stress.
You can push yourself or take a devil's bargain.
I thought, okay. I thought that you couldn't push yourself and take a devil's bargain to get extra dice both ways, but you
right. Yeah, that's true. I think you're right. I think you can take a devil's bargain for.
Yeah, but 3 dice is pretty good for 2 stress, and we're awfully early on, so I think I am not going to do it. But yeah, here we go.
You could get assistance. That's just 1 stress from one other.
I wouldn't turn it down.
I'll do that.
So
Yeah.
how do you help Etma?
I think that basically, whenever Etma takes that hit from the blaster, I think that kind of enrages Etma. It's like, that's who I'm going to go after, right? The one that just hit Vade.
Yeah.
It's cute and true. That's how you help, by getting hit.
Cool. So Bade takes 1 stress, and Etma is now rolling 4 dice.
Cool. I already rolled the 3 dice, so I'll just roll 1 die for the help. Here it comes.
Yeah.
And it helped a
There
lot
you go.
because I had a 4 and that was a 6.
Nice.
So thank you for inspiring me by getting hurt.
Yeah.
Way to be the example.
Yeah, you do it, and you get standard effect since you bargained for that. You take a couple of shots that just miss you. One of them knocks down the shelf, and then you pinpoint where one of these guys is. You see exactly when it's about to move to a different cover, and you boom, 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 hit him 3 times, and he just drops.
The Wilhelm
So
scream and everything. Yes.
So you've taken out one of these 4 guards in the workshop, and that's XP for you. And who wants to do something next?
I think Bade is desperately looking for some place to escape. Like, what's the exit from this place, or
Mhm.
better cover, or something like that, since the place that we're in is unstable. So- Survey.
Survey, if you're just looking for a place. If you're just running and trying to get somewhere, you could use prowl. But survey definitely works if you're like looking where's a good place to go to.
I think I'm definitely looking for a place to go to. Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Cool.
let's see. Devil's Bargain.
Well, it's kind of boring if you get shot again, but what could happen is that does anyone have a good idea?
You start a clock of some kind of introduce new threat.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
What
good.
about if we there's they haven't hit the alarm yet, but that clock is when the new guards show up.
Yeah, that's good, because there are more
Yeah.
people in the building, and there are people in the building, surrounding buildings.
Okay.
I will set up a 4 o'clock for that, because this is not a long term thing. Let me see where I do this one.
And I can push myself with stress, 1 stress to get another die. Oh no, I can't, because I took the Devil's
Yeah.
Bargain. Okay.
Yeah, but you can
Um,
get aid from someone.
I'm not sure how anyone could help. Does anyone want to help or have any ideas?
I'm happy to take a little stress to basically say you're trying to run across, right? So I'm drawing focus. Maybe that's
I'm actually
it.
looking.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
looking for where
Hmm.
where an exit is, or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You could open an opportunity, like a tunnel where I could look through. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Etoma's fire can distract the guards so that you have time to actually look around. I think
I'm
that
into
works.
that. If
Okay.
you're okay with it, take the die.
That sounds good. So I'll roll 3d6.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I
it
think you
rolled
have
horribly.
standard effect for this. You're still in a desperate position, but I think you have standard effect because looking isn't really affected that heavily.
Oh my.
But I rolled
Ooh,
poorly.
boy.
I rolled a 3.
That's not good. The worst outcome: suffer severe harm, a serious complication, or lose this opportunity.
Can I resist that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this has to be severe harm. You're looking around, one of them just gets the chance to really nail you.
Okay, so resist. In order to resist something, you take a stress.
You choose one of your attributes, which is insight, prowess, or resolve.
Okay.
And you have like insight is these. I don't have the tooltips here. Yeah, but they're related to the actions. So insight is like observation and that sort of thing. Prowess is physical activity. Resolve is willpower, very roughly.
So I think this would be, how well am I paying attention before I get shot? So I think this would be insight. And I
Yeah.
roll the number of ticks that I have in insight, right?
You roll the number of your insight is the number of actions under insight where you have at least one tick.
Yeah.
So you have an insight of 2, and there is a counter, so it says insight 2. So you're rolling 2 dice. That's
Okay.
absolutely correct.
So roll 2d6, and my highest is a 4, which means
So
I
you take-
take 6 minus 4, so 2 stress.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. And I think the way this looks on screen is, you know, as I'm looking around for a exit or something like that, my head popped up. If it hadn't been for Etima helping out and suppressing fire, they would hit me right away. But in this case, I happened to see right as the guy was sighting down, through the scope, and I'm like, oh, this isn't safe, and I kind of duck back down, and it takes out a big chunk of the Duracrete right above where my head was.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. But since you failed, you have not spotted a way out. Who's next?
So am I correct in my mental image that the garage that we're in is like most modern Earth garages, and there's like a door that would lead in here that could be lifted up into the
Yeah.
room we're in?
If you look on the image, oh right. If you look in the image on the current jobs, you have there's a big door, and this is door that you can see. That's like going out of the building, and that's the one that's half lifted there, the jagged thing.
Mhm.
You're in. If you imagine this garage, the area you're in is like out from that, like a storage area that's it's open into the garage, but it's a separate room, but there's no wall, if that makes sense.
A nook, kind of.
Yeah, a nook, exactly.
Let me rewind and just tell you what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking about trying to open up to the outside so that God, I can never remember his name. Our Yeti could show up.
Oh, Croft. Yeah.
Croft. So like I was hoping to create a situation where he could appear, because he's a big gunner, and like that would be very helpful right now. I mean, everything's going to shit, so we don't need secrecy anymore. So I was just trying to figure out a way to fictionally let him come into the scene.
Yeah. I think
so-
that's to me that sounds like a flashback. Like you prepared something some way before you went up into the garbage chute. You talked to Croft and said, "Yeah, you go up this manhole cover here, and you can come in and assist us."
Oh, okay, sure, yeah, fantastic. So that sounds like insight, resolve? No, yeah, insight. Right?
You don't have to actually roll typically for a flashback.
Oh, right. Does that stress back require stress? Flashback requires stress.
And I think this, I mean, if this had just been a normal location, I think this would have been a 0 stress. But since there's a lot of guards around outside, I think this is at least 1 stress, because he's a big guy and he would have to sneak past them in some way, sneak past the guards. So I think I want to charge 2 stress for that, because you'd have to have a manhole cover that was in a position where he could sneak up without being seen and then get around the building. And does that make sense?
Yeah, it's more stress than I wanted to pay.
Can I eat a stress? Like we worked on talking Croft into it together?
Yeah, that works for me. You want to split it? If you want something a bit, if you want to just pay 1 stress or 0, if you want it for 0 stress, then he can just pop up of a manhole cover and start firing. But then he's like outside the building, firing in blindly.
Yeah, can I split it? You said I can split it with Edema?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So here's what I'm thinking, y'all. You see in that picture there where it looks like there's a giant air intake thing with blades and stuff like that. I think plan Z, since we've already gone through plans A through Y, is that I get into the ventilation system and rush towards where we think she's being held, and like before they shoot her or take her to another position. That's also splitting the party, and it might be difficult for Anish, but what do y'all think? If so, then Croft's first act will be to take a shot right at that blades and give me a place that I can jump in and start pushing my way through. So what do y'all think?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Okay. So if Croft can blast that, then I can use Devil's Footsteps, and when I push myself, perform a feat of athletics that verges on the superhuman, and basically get up there as if the force were helping me or something. I don't know. And I guess my action that I'd want to roll is prowl.
Prowl works.
Okay. Now, do I get the extra die from pushing myself?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And that's not very clear from these descriptions, but I think it's in the full rules that these things, all these abilities where you get this when you push yourself, you get the normal effect of pushing yourself as well as this extra thing.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all the stress that I can take. But I think that's the best way that I could help right now.
Yeah, yeah, this is dangerous.
Okay. 3d6.
So Croft is showing up there, like jumping around the corner of the big door. He's got his big heavy blaster rifle, and he just starts firing like crazy. He's and these guards they're jumping everywhere to get away from him. You get a 6.
I did.
That's
6, a 1, and a 4. That's what I needed.
So what does this look like when you're getting into the vent?
Well, looking at the image, I say, so Croft steps in and takes the shot at the intake blades, and then starts laying down suppressing fire with that giant rifle of his. And I run and I jump over what I'm hiding behind. I take a couple of steps and put my foot on a bumper of one of the cars and grab one of the chains and just sort of like swashbuckle my way around the room and land in the tube. I just don't have a rapier in hand, but that's what I think I do.
And you maybe don't want to put a vibro knife between your teeth. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I do. Right. Just in case I fell amongst all of them, I get my knives out. My knives out. I'll go ahead and mark that. Cool.
Okay, Etamas taking out one of the guys, Bria's into the ventilation. Bade had to duck down to not get shot. Boko,
Are they? Oh, go ahead.
Um,
Sorry.
yeah, sorry, you, Janusz, and Molatevs. You're the ones who are like acting now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Are they taking cover behind the speeder bikes or somewhere near there?
Yeah, right now they're just taking cover wherever they can because they're kind of in a crossfire between Etema and
Mhm.
Croft.
I was wondering if I could shoot like the power cell or something of one of those and try and make it explode
Yeah,
by
absolutely.
one of them. So I could take I've marked off my fine blaster rifle, so that's my baby.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna try to do a skill shot and hit one of the power converters there. Make
Mhm,
boom.
mhm.
Which I think is a hunt. Precision shooting.
Yeah, I think Hunt can work for this. It's precision shooting.
Yeah. Cool. And I think I'm gonna push myself for that.
Mhm.
Do take a couple stress with 3 dice. Push. Yeah, I think that's all I got there. So the fine rifle, does that increase effect or is that?
That increases that. Yeah, that's going to increase effect
Awesome.
in this case. Seems reasonable. So I think that will put you at. I think that puts at great effect at this point because you're no longer taking all this fire. That means you don't have to keep your head down as much. You can
Yeah.
take your time to aim properly.
Cool. I think I'll do that
You're
then.
still desperate though. And
3 dice desperate.
yeah, I hope everyone keeps track of marking XP for
Mhm.
their actions, since you're all rolling desperate.
Ooh, 4.
4 is do it with a consequence. And I think in this case, it's going to be a complication. The power converter explodes, and this guard is knocked backwards. You're not sure if he's dead, but it's definitely at least dazed for a while. But the explosion makes the speeder bike like spin around, bounce off the crawler and hit the wall right next to you. So you also get knocked down, and you take level 1 harm.
I'll take that because I've got tough as nails, which knocks my harm down 1 level. So it knocks me on my ass.
Nice.
Nice. I was about to jump in.
You still take the harm, but you don't take the penalty from the harm.
Okay. So penalties from harm. Cool. So boom by speeder bike.
Yeah.
Cool. That's me.
So Molatebs, she is laying down fire. So she's assisting you at this point, I think. So someone who can make use of some cover fire will get basically an assist from her, an extra die.
Nice. We'll have to keep in mind.
Cool. I'm going to put another tick on the more guards clock because a lot of stuff is happening that's going to. I mean, the guards outside, they will know that things are kicking off. There's been an explosion, lots of fire, and another explosion. But they'll still be cautious about approaching an active firefight. So these one guard is definitely dead. One is knocked down and maybe out by the exploding power converter. Two of them are still firing, but they are mostly firing at Croft now because he's a scarier presence at the moment. You can hear footsteps approaching from there. Like you're in the nook going off. There's like a corridor probably passing beside the nook into the garage, like a door on the same wall as the nook. You can hear footsteps running down that corridor. So there's probably reinforcements coming. What do you do?
Adam is say, Bree, Bade, you guys need to get in here and get the target. And Edema is going to charge forward towards their held position, trying to draw focus, but also looking for anybody that she can take out. So primary is kill these guys. Secondary is, while they're really focusing on Croft, take advantage of that. Now there are two people shooting at them. Maybe Bree, Bade, Boko can all sneak out and go do the reason we're here.
Bree is into the ventilation already.
Okay, awesome, perfect. Sorry.
Cool.
Good.
So you want to roll skirmish for that?
I want to very much. Yes, please.
Yeah, you can do that. So still desperate. But I think you have standard effect now, since there's a lot of distractions. You're not pinned down like you were before.
Oh, really? Well, with that in mind, I'd like to push myself during a fight. So I'll expend my special armor.
Mhm.
No, you know what? No. Yeah, I'm gonna play smart. Like, there's a part of me that wants to like push my stress all the way through the roof, but there's a part of me that says there could be more. So I'm gonna use Battleborn. I expend my special. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Anders?
You've been told that there is an elite assassin in the building. If that's the case, then it could be good. That could be a reason to save some resources.
Okay, sounds awesome. Then I'll expend my special armor to push myself during a fight, and I'm going to push to great effect.
Cool.
Hoping to like take these guys down.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Really? 3, 4, and 1. Dang it, Dice, you don't like
same
them.
roll as Boko.
But it says Adam at the top, so it just happens to be the exact same results.
Yeah, that's the thing that can happen. So we'll go with it. That means you do it, but with a consequence.
Consequence sounds fine anyway.
Yeah, you're going to take a hit. You're going to take level 3 harm because you're rushing these guys.
Yeah.
The door to the corridor slams open, and there's blaster fire coming from there. So that hits you just as you're passing the door.
Yeah, I want to resist that.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna roll with my prowess to resist that, hoping I'm tougher than a level 3 harm. Oof. Oh, 4s, so I take 2 stress anyway. That's okay.
Yeah.
Now, does that resist that entirely, or does it bump it down? Like, how does that resist go?
You still take you get knocked down, but you don't take any actual harm.
Nice.
But before you do that, or as you're falling, you take out both of these the standing guards that Croft were pinning down. What does that look like?
I think it's a bit where Edema rushes these guys, she's able to headshot one of them. The other one ducks behind cover, but Croft swings around and fires at the guy. The last thing he does is he flings out a grenade, not a thermal detonator, but like a grenade. And Edema sees it the last second and just springs away, and it kind of hits her and flings her to where she kind of slides along the floor. Like, if you ever seen a dog that's like hopped onto recently waxed floor and just kind of spins out for a bit and bumps into a wall. That's what Edema does. She kind of bam into a wall, but it's way better than eating a grenade.
Nice. So Bade, there's a lot of stuff happening here. There's explosions. There's a speeder bike crashing into a wall. This big Gigorian is showing up and firing his heavy blaster rifle. What do you do?
And if I'm not mistaken, out the door there is footsteps, right? We can hear people coming.
Yeah, those were the ones who showed up right now. That hit that fired on Etema. And they're kind of, if the main garage is here and you're in this nook here, there's a corridor that's facing that's in the same wall as the nook. That's where they are showing up.
Okay. So what I want to do is I want to jump into the tunnel and see if I can't help Bria. So I'm going to follow Bria.
Cool. So you're like running across the garage, jumping
Yep.
from over the vehicles. Yeah, cool. It sounds like Prowl to me,
Okay.
unless you want to make it something else.
No, I think that's good. And I'll push myself to take a stress and add a second die. And
Pushing yourself is 2 stress.
Okay.
You could take the assist from Molotovs, like she's laying down covering fire.
Okay.
You can take that for free. It just kind of expands her assistance.
Yeah, and that sounds good. What about a devil's bargain? I'm asking this because I get XP for a devil's bargain. So all you have to do is say no, and I'm good with that. I don't want to milk it, but yeah.
I'm not going to deny you a devil's bargain. I think what could happen is, what could happen is that you drop something as you're running through here. So you'd have to mark off a blaster from your equipment, but you've dropped it.
Yeah, no problem. I'll do that.
Cool.
So 3d6. I got a 4.
Yeah. So you get the XP for a desperate action. You do it, but with a consequence. I don't feel like I want to do harm here. Does anyone have a good idea for a complication or something?
Ticking the clock's always an option.
Ticking the clock. Another option would be to draw attention to the fact that Bria headed this way. The two of us are headed in. We're in the ducts now.
Yeah.
Maybe once you get in the duct, as they're shooting at you, they kind of like blast the ceiling above it, and it collapses in. So we are like permanently separated. Like we can't follow you into the ducts.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Okay.
Like you're drawing fire. They blast the duct, and like part of the wall collapses, so that your way back through the duct is blocked.
Right.
You can resist that if you want to, since it's a consequence.
That's so cool. I kind of don't want to, but I have stress. I might as well use it. So that would be with my prowl.
We might encounter an assassin rather soon.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So let's just leave that on the table. Yeah.
Cool. you save your stress, and yeah, you draw their fire. The wall collapses. You're cut off from behind, but you still have a clear path forward. You and Bria. So I think we're going to Bria. Now you have Bade with you. You don't know where in the building Kiri is being held. She was obviously not here in the garage. You don't know. You know, like the garage is itself. The workshop is like two stories high. So there are like 2 floors of the other half of the building. You don't know exactly what's in there, but if it's like a typical building of this type, there's probably some sort of kitchen or something, an office, some back storage, that sort of thing.
Okay. Do you think we acquired in a flashback blueprints, and I would at least have an idea of where rooms are, or maybe I've made a guess in my head as where I need to go, and I can check out that guess?
Absolutely. You can do that. I think you also have the option of oh, sorry, documents. That was something different. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking of it's probably the spider who has the option of having blueprints. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. I think with the let me see. Yeah, I think you can absolutely have acquired blueprints of this building. They're probably not completely current since this area has been abandoned for a while,
Right.
but you know roughly. If the blueprints are correct, then there's on the top floor there's a kitchen. There's a couple of probably offices, that sort of thing.
I think they would. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
On the bottom floor, there's a storage, like a backroom storage with spare storage room, and the what do we call it? Like not a reception, but with a front desk
lobby?
Sort of thing.
Okay. I imagine that they would keep her in a room with no windows. So
that would be the back storage.
Yeah. All right. That's where I'm heading then.
Yeah. Cool.
If it's still there, we'll see when I get there.
Yeah.
So I kick off a grate and I jump out of a tube and I help Bade down. And I'm like, just I'm in the zone, right? Like I look at you and I know you're going to do your job, so I'm not telling you what to do. And so I turn my head back to where I need to go, and I'm heading that way. That's how much. Well, like she would rather trust you than to babysit you. So that's what she's doing is trusting you. So let's see.
I don't think you need to make a roll for this.
Oh, okay.
Because crawling through the vents, I mean, if you're, or maybe to get to the right place, that could actually be a roll to like navigate through the vents.
I mean, I could have rolled study to have memorized the way where I want to go.
Absolutely, that works.
All right. Okay. Okay.
And I can help with this.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a die.
Nice.
Yeah. That costs you 1 stress.
Yep.
Cool.
2d6. Let's see what happens. A 6 from
nice.
the helping die. Thank you, babe.
Yeah. Still an XP because it's a desperate action.
Oh, still desperate. Okay.
Sorry.
It's still desperate, I guess is what I was trying to say. Like, now that we're out of the
Yeah.
firefight, we're still desperate. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I should probably have asked
I mean,
you.
you're
Position and
crawling
effect.
through- Yeah. Oh, sorry. Desperate position. Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah. You reach where you think this storage room is. You look through the vent grate, and you can see there's a chair in the middle of the room where a person. You can see it's Thierry. She's like chained to a metal chair. And since you rolled a 6, you also spot just as you're about to kick out the grate, you see that there's an interrogation droid that's approaching her.
Ooh. Okay.
One of the scary needle thing droids.
Yeah, the floating black
Yeah.
holder. Yeah. Okay.
So I think we'll leave you there and
Okay.
cut back to Etama and Boko.
Nice.
So Croft is standing in the big open door. There's a couple of new guards who have rushed in. Etama's been knocked down on the floor. What do you do, Boko?
I imagine Etama probably landed somewhere near where I got knocked down as well. So maybe just like grab hands and help each other up.
Oh, that sounds fun. Love that.
Like fist bump, get up. There's 2 guards running in. Are those guards aware of us, or are they focused on our big friend?
They're at least vaguely aware of Etama, since they fired at her just as she passed the door. But they're more focused on Croft. Like they've kneeled down and they're firing on Croft. Actually, we should have Janusz do something as well.
Yeah.
Or if you want to bring him in, you can.
I was thinking, is there a way I can kind of like slide behind them while they're focused and give them a rifle butt to the back of the head, one of them at least, or if they're like in the doorway or not?
They're focused on Croft, so you can like sneak up along the wall and because they're hyper focused on not getting shot by the Gagorian with a heavy blaster rifle.
Yeah, a fair focus. Cool. I'm gonna do that then. That sounds like a prowl.
That works.
I'm not pushing. I assume the fineness of my blaster rifle doesn't help.
You could take that free assist die from Mala that nobody's used.
Oh yeah. I could do that.
Actually, Bade used that.
Oh, Bade, somebody smart. Okay,
right.
cool. I just for some
Nice.
reason I couldn't remember if anybody used it.
Totally
Sorry about that.
You could get an assist from Janusz if you can, if they're like doing something to distract them or.
Yeah, Janusz is our demolitionist. Might he have some grenades to toss to at least cause a distraction, or maybe smoke grenades fill up the room with some distraction?
Yeah, that sounds good.
So Janusz pops a couple smokes.
Yes, Janusz, the wonderful
we get some
Jawa.
sweet blaster action coming through the smoke back and forth. And I'll sidle up and give one of them a good crack on the skull.
Good.
So let's see what that does. Nope, not 5 dice. That's too many. Okay. There's a 6. There we go.
Nice. Yeah. You sneak up on one of these. It's a Trandoshan, so you don't have to hold back. You can really you have to put some effort, put your elbows into it to really. But you knock him down. He is out cold on the floor.
Cool.
Excellent. Sorry, yeah, Janusz. I think they're on the NPCs.
Yeah, I think they're down with our potential recruits, right?
They're on the crew tab too, at least on the right side.
see them.
Oh, you're right. Tikitavi's there, but not Yanush. Huh.
Yeah, Janusz is a Jawa
Yes.
who's always hanging out with Tikitavi. So they're kind of a
I'll add that pick.
pair. Cool, thank you. Yeah, you knock out one of them, and the other one hasn't really noticed you because now there's even more chaos. I'm going to put another tick on the more guards clock. The guy who's left, he's pulling back into the corridor because he can't see anything, and there's heavy fire and explosions and all the bad. What do you do, Etma?
We could like push in, like let's go after him. I'm gonna emerge from the smoke, blaster rifle firing, blah 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 blah. Come
Cool,
on, you bunch of
excellent.
stormies. Which they aren't stormies. That's just the only battle cry she has. Cool. So I guess skirmish. That deal
Yeah.
okay? All right.
Yeah.
6. Woof. A lot of ones, but I'll take the 6.
Nice. You rolled 4 dice?
I did. I'm so sorry. I'll re-roll. I got all excited.
It's fine. It's
Nope,
the
nope, nope.
first and the last one are both ones. So it's
Okay. I'm happy to re-roll. I got excited. My last roll was a prowess roll with 4. So
no. It's fine. I was just
no. Thanks for calling
thought
me
I
out.
missed
I
something.
appreciate it. I will fix it.
It's fine. Yeah, you emerge from the smoke. How do you just take him down? He's backing up and firing. What do you do?
I think it's a thing where he's backing up and she pops him like right in the calf, or like in the shin, and his leg gives out from underneath him, and then she walks up and just wails on him with the butt of her gun a couple of times.
Nice.
She's vicious. She double taps routinely.
Yeah. You hear this. Sorry, Bria and Bade, you hear this in just outside the door that's going into this storage room. So Etema, or this firefight is happening right outside the door. And Etema, you see that there's a set of stairs going up, like opposite the door that's going into the storage room. There's a set of stairs going up to the right, and you hear more steps coming down the stairs. So
Boko, more coming.
So Bria and Babe, what do? You're still in the bench.
Yeah. Thinking here. Okay. I was just thinking if I don't have anything. Did our compatriot that makes the one the device that he made where it disrupted droids in that mission where we were shooting Doritos, is it possible like he gave me one, or should I just jump in and start doing something else? I can mark off and
absolutely have some sort of ion charge, or you can just shoot the droid. I mean, it's not a big dangerous droid in that way, but if you want to have an ion charge, you can absolutely have that.
Okay,
I think
all right, yeah. I'll save the load. Well, no, either way, I have to mark a blaster. So I say as I kick the grate and I'm moving through, I say to Bade, like, don't let it touch her. I don't know if you can see it yet or not, but I jump down and I'll start firing. I guess that's hunt. No, that's at a distance.
Yeah, probably skirmish. So skirmish works fine.
Skirmish.
It's
Got it. Got it.
opponent in close combat.
Okay. I've got 2 dice on that. Are you assisting, Babe?
I am.
Cool.
Yep.
3
One
square
special
shape
page and 3
clicky
dice.
clacky mathrox here.
You're still desperate since you're pushed, like you're in a dangerous situation.
Okay. Got a
I
5.
think maybe, or maybe actually you're. This is probably just risky. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. You get a 5. So you do it with a consequence. Yeah.
Damage is fine. I haven't taken any damage.
Yeah. I think what happens is the droid notices you, and it's surprisingly fast.
Sure.
It jabs out with one of its needle arms, and you take harm. I think you take it's
Level 2.
yeah, it's level 2 harm, like I think you get like truth serum, level 1 harm, or level 2 harm.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's something that should happen. Absolutely. I love it. I love it very, very much. What is the status of the droid right now?
The droid is destroyed.
It's destroyed. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you two together. I mean, 2 blasters firing on this. It's not built. It's not a combat droid. It's not built to withstand blaster fire.
Got it. All right.
Bade, you've helped Bria destroy this droid. She's staggering a bit from being injected with this serum. What do you do?
So I'm gonna unlock the prisoner,
Mhm.
basically, try and get them out of their restraints. You know, can you stand up? Can you run?
Yeah, Thierry, she's definitely on the NPCs tab. She's on
Yeah.
the Rebels thing. Yeah, Thierry knows. It's obvious that this interrogation droid has been used on her before. She has injuries. She's very haggard, and she's barely able to stand. She's leaning heavily on you when you help her up. And she who are you? I don't know you.
It's okay. We're friends. And I think I'm gonna go to the door and see. Is it locked?
It's not locked. You open the door, and this is right when you see Etma wailing on this Black Sun guard, and then you look right up the stairs that are opposite this door, and you will see someone coming down there who I will now paste into the current job.
I mean, you don't have to. Don't feel like you have to.
I will.
It's a Chatter fan. We'll just kick him. Okay, maybe not.
There's the
Oh.
person who
Oh.
is working
Oh.
down the stairs.
Oh my. My favorite zombie killer.
Wait, where was this posted?
It's in the current jobs tab. It's
Current job.
up to
That's
the
right. Where
right.
you've been putting all the picks. I should have looked there. Oh, Oh,
She
oh,
is
I want to kiss her though.
a
It's good.
natural reaction. She's she's
I-
she's walking down the stairs very deliberately. She's not like running. She's and she looks. She notices Etema. She notices Bria, and then she looks right at you, Bade, since you're in the doorway with Tiri, and she pulls these two vibrosaurs and she starts to approach you.
Bria
So I
says,
think, sorry.
Bria says, Kark, you're hot.
Yeah, I think that's when we should take our break, actually. We haven't had one. Cool. So you're all actually, Boko, you're still kind of in the garage, right? The rest of you are fairly close to where this presumably the Black Sun assassin shows up. So I think Stephen had an idea for what he wanted to do. What he wanted
Yeah,
to
so
do.
I think that in that last scene, everybody saw the assassin and we're all like, oh my god. Bade poked her head out, saw the assassin, and I think Bade had stolen some of the syringes off of the interrogation droid and isn't phased at all by this assassin, doesn't know enough to be scared, and like throws one of the syringes at the assassin, and then I'm gonna run back towards where Etema is, like, I'm drawing them down to you, or something like that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So you're more trying to distract her and draw her attention than trying to harm her, or are you actually trying to hit her with the syringe?
I think I'm actually trying to hit her with the syringe. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
Tiri, the prisoner you've just rescued, what do you do with her?
So I think I had her kind of propped up, and whenever I throw, I'm then gonna run and leave her there in the room with
With
Bria.
Bria.
Yeah.
Cool. So what do you
so-
want to roll for this?
Yeah, just to put everything on the table, I'm horrible at this, and that's kind of the point. I am gonna mark off a small stolen thing for my load. Oh.
Yeah, absolutely, perfect.
That didn't up my load any.
No, it's the things that have the blue box and are italicized, they don't have any weight.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
okay.
They're just limited in how many you can have.
So I was looking through this. I think it's probably hunt is probably the thing which is closest to throwing. It could also be skirmish, which is kind of combat. I don't think either of those are going to go well.
It doesn't, since you have 0 dice in both, it's not super important. I think this would be more skirmish since you're fairly close to each other. It's more like close combat than you're not like sniping her or doing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's 0 dice either way.
Yep. So I roll 2d6 and take the lower, and this is a desperate action.
Yeah, unless you get an extra die from something, from extra effort or help or devil's bargain or that sort of thing.
I don't think I'm going to do a devil's bargain. I've been doing a lot of those, and let's see. I think it's hilarious and bad enough as it is, so I think I'm just going to roll a 2d6 and then run away.
Just so you know, that means you have and what's your goal? Your goal is your primary goal to hit her, or is it to draw her attention?
Probably to draw her attention.
Yeah.
That's mechanically what I'm looking for. But character-wise, I mean, I think Bade thinks, oh, this is just another guard. I'm going to throw a dart at her, and then I'm going to run away, and Etema's going to take care of her. But I think in reality, this is drawing her attention kind of away from where we are, and I think I'm the bait.
Yeah. Just so you know, then, if you're rolling 2 dice and taking the lowest, you only have a 1 in 4 chance of actually succeeding at that.
Yeah.
There's a 3 in 4 chance that you fail and you suffer a serious consequence, which you can resist.
Yeah. So what happens in the case of if I add dice? Do I roll 3 and then take the lowest?
No, you just, as soon as you have 1 die, you roll 1 die. So you're right now you're at 0 dice. So if you add 1 die, you have 1 die, and then you roll that. But if you
that's
have
great.
0 dice, then you roll 2 dice and take the lowest. That's just, but that's assessed after you do any bonus dice.
Well, let's hear a devil's bargain if you've got something.
So mechanically, your goal is to distract her. Ooh, that's tricky. A devil's bargain could be that she's fast enough that she actually cuts you before you have time to get out of her reach, and you take minor level 1 harm.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So that would give me 1 die. And I'm gonna roll that. Hey, and I rolled a 5.
Right, that's good.
Yeah.
So you get your XP. You're still in a desperate situation. So you do it with a consequence. That's severe harm, a serious complication, or reduced effect. I think in this case, it's going to be reduced effect because she's aware of what's happening. She doesn't really care about you. She cares about the prisoner, and she cares about the people who seem dangerous. You don't seem dangerous. So she will be partly distracted. Her attention will be drawn in your direction, but she will be aware that Etema is there. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Can we say that she actually catches the syringe?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. She catches the syringe and drops it. And I think Bade runs towards Etema and is like, "Don't worry, I've got the info," and runs down there. Yeah.
Yeah, so her attention is drawn away from Tiri and Bria, who she may or may not have seen inside the room, towards Bade and Etema down the corridor.
Okay.
So so I take a level 1 slice for that. Is that right? Is that the second box under there? Okay.
Yes. You can resist this with armor if you want. If you check off your armor under your gear, that's those 2 boxes, then you don't take the damage because you have something that protects you.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Cool. What kind of armor does Bade use?
So I think this is actually her cloak. And it has I think it actually probably has tools and stuff in it. And it's like an inadvertent armor where she runs out and that, we see that blade come up and we see part of the cloak kind of thud to the ground where it hit it sliced through the fabric and the tools weighed it down. And then we see this tiny little cut in the fabric of Bade's back, like her clothing, where if those tools hadn't been there, it would have been a deep cut. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Cool. So I think Etema's the one who's closest to what's happening next.
Okay. I think in the very scary badass assassin comes down hallway, Etema has taken up the rebels on Tantive 4 position of, oh, Darth Vader's coming. I'm just hugging the wall and taking an aim with my blaster rifle. It'll be fine. She seems not at all worried about my blaster rifle. That shouldn't concern me. I'm just going to shoot better. So yeah, hoping to unload on her with a blaster rifle.
Yeah.
Three
so
dice. this time.
skirmish.
Yeah. Here we go. Skirmish.
Can I
Yeah.
help you?
I would love your help.
I'll spend a stress, and I think this is from my distraction as I got in the way of the assassin being able to see where you were aiming.
Yeah, your cloak is billowing and covering Etma when she takes her wall hugging position.
That's great. I love it. Love it. Sweet. I
Cool.
will take that die, and I think I'm going to apply that to effect. This is still a desperate roll?
This is still desperate.
All right. Here we go. 3 dice, skirmish effect. Yep. Here we go. Oh,
Crit! Oh my god!
oh snap. Crit, 2 6s.
Nice. Yeah. You do it with increased effect, and you had already traded for effect. Yeah. The assassin turns towards you, and how do you like aim properly, or are you just blasting away? How are you doing this?
I think Edema was bracing and trying to aim, thinking I'm probably only going to get one shot. This person probably all cybered up and can move incredibly fast. So yeah, she's going to try to take a good shot.
Yeah. You and she turns towards you, and Bade steps to the side, and Etma is there ready, aiming. You blast her, and you're not sure exactly where you hit her. You see she reacts to your presence, and raises her arm, but you definitely hit her. She falls over, like behind the stairs. She was coming down. So you don't see exactly what happens to her, but she's definitely down. She's knocked down by your shot. Whether she's down and out or just down, you're not sure. Boko, you've been out for a bit. Let's see what's going on with you.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna stick my head around to watch that amazing thing happen. Yeah, I think readying my rifle. I think I'm just taking a position at the door. I'm not going to move in or anything yet. Just for the inevitable when she gets up. Just preparing.
I think Bade kind of cocks her head at you and is like, "We took care of the guards. They're
Get
done."
down, get down, kid. Get down, kid.
And it's been slowly walking down the stairs now. Yep.
Cool. So you're preparing there. You're ready for
Yeah.
what's going to happen. Bria, what do you do?
I unmute. Let's see.
So Tiri, now she's kind of slumped in the doorway to
Right.
this storage room where Bade left her. And you see the assassin get knocked down, but she's kind of out of your field of view. You're looking out through the door since you're a bit back in the room. You don't see what happens to her when she falls down. You see her fall, but you don't. Then she's kind of out of your field of view.
Okay. I think I is it. How big is Tiri, do you think? Do you think I could, like, wedding style pick her up, like?
With your since you have cybernetic augments that allow you to do superhuman things, you can absolutely carry her.
Okay, then I'm going to activate the last of my load for my fine camo cloak and pick her up and GTFO.
So are you running down the corridor towards Etma and Boko?
I would assume so, but unless I know someplace on the map that's better than that.
I mean, you could run up the stairs. That doesn't seem very wise, but you could. And the corridor continues towards what should be this reception area, which would then lead you outside. but that's the wrong way from your planned escape route. That's through the big door in the garage. That's like your natural exit.
And that's where I'm heading. Big door in the garage. That's our planned escape route. I'm sticking to plan.
Cool. I think you should make some kind of roll for this, because when you pick up Thierry and you see the assassin start to move, and you need to get away from there before she can do anything.
Okay. I think prowl is the best.
Prowl works.
Okay. So I pick her up. I turn to Etma and I say, "Cover me." And then you see this cloak activate.
Nice.
And I get all shimmery. And let's see. I guess it's going to be 2d6.
So Etma does not have the stress to assist. Boko could. You have 1 stress if you want to help.
Yeah, why not? I think. Do I see her move as well?
Yeah, I think you see the assassin start to move.
Yeah,
behind the stack.
I think as soon as I see her start to move, I fire, like, so Edema or Sobria can get around.
Now, is this where the camera makes it look like you might be trying to shoot Thierry?
Ooh. I was gonna save that for later, but it might.
Well, it probably would be better to do it when there's actual chance of you hitting her.
Yeah.
So you give me a die. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
On a bad roll, there's a consequence.
Right.
Survey says I got a 6.
Nice,
roll.
you do it.
From the help die. So thank you both.
Nice. Pew pew pew.
Yeah. The assassin starts to rise. Boko lays down covering fire, so she has to lie back down or crawl in behind the stairs. You have Thierry carrying her. The camo cloak makes you difficult to see. At this point, you start to hear fire from outside as the guards from the surrounding guard posts start to arrive. Croft has moved inside the garage and is now firing out instead. And Mola has moved up to the other side of the big door to help cover the exit. Janusz is there as well, throwing grenades and firing his blaster.
So
I think I want to yell to our assassin. She's told you everything that you want to know. Just let her go and see how she responds.
Ooh, interesting.
As a reminder to me, I have a level 2 wound and I should have rolled with 1 less die. So I will continue to roll with 1 less die because I'm going to remind myself to do that. So here we go.
Cool. Yeah, I keep forgetting your injuries as well. Thanks for the reminder. And that's but the die penalty is when it's relevant. I don't think the truth serum is relevant for like running down the corridor.
Interesting. We should build you a tab though, like a GM's tab where it's got all the information as we're changing things.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Note to self, do that later. Cool. At this point, the assassin has been forced to withdraw. What happens is that she sticks a hand out. She has a blaster pistol, and she starts firing down the corridor. This will be, I think, since Bria, you have run out. That was your role. Was you're now out of the corridor into the garage. The rest of you there, which is Etema, Bade, and Boko, you will take level 1 harm You can resist with armor or with a resistance roll, but otherwise you will take level 1 harm from a blaster hit.
I think I'm just taking it.
Taking it as well. Yeah.
I eat that harm. That sounds good.
Excellent.
I think I'm not sure if this is a roll I need to make, but I'm basically I want to get her to either tell me that
Oh, right.
that
You're trying to provoke something. Out of
yeah,
her.
that either she's like hasn't told him anything or she has told him everything, in which case things are
Ooh.
different.
It sounds like sway to me.
It does. And I think I'm gonna need to take a devil's bargain to make that worthwhile. Unless someone wants to help.
Ooh. Do you have a suggestion?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that she's the kind of character that unless she's getting paid for it, she doesn't do it. And if she is, then the devil's bargain would be, but you're making her making her obsessed with you, and she
You're
will
making
go
it
after you.
personal.
Making it personal. So
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Cool. And I have a different one to throw out just because
Mhm.
she, by getting up in her face, she'll recognize Boko from his days as a cop.
Ooh, yeah, I like that one.
Ooh.
I'll take that
Yeah.
one. That's great.
Yeah, cool. Definitely. She will recognize you.
Cool.
Or at least she'll recognize you enough that she can find out who you are. She may not personally know who you now, but she
She'll have my number.
She notices you enough that she's there aren't that many Pantorans here.
Yeah. All right. Let's see how that goes. That's a 3.
That's bad.
That's bad.
Yeah. So yeah, you're still in the desperate position, so that's the worst. Hmm. I mean, severe harm is the obvious one. I think she nails you with a shot. You start talking, and she points she just pokes her head out for a second and nails you with a blaster.
It's me right in the voice. Yep.
That's level 3 harm.
I'll protect my teammate. Yeah. Yep. And this may end up knocking me out doing it, which throws me into trauma territory. So I will protect the teammate +1 to my resistance roll. I think it's a thing where she tries to jump and no, she's like try to grab you away and cover with Edema's smaller body than Boko's big body. And here we go. It'll be 4 dice protecting Boko. Oh no, that's perfect. Oh,
yeah,
that is
take
my
that final point of stress.
Yes, I hit Trauma Town.
Yeah, so you're knocked out, which I guess is you take like a hit from the blaster.
Sounds awesome. I love it.
Yeah. So, or stressing out means you're out of the scene. It doesn't mean you have to be unconscious or the like. How do you want to play this?
I don't want to be unconscious. I want to see if Boko will carry me away or if I get
Yeah,
left
absolutely.
behind.
Yeah, no, you're coming with me.
Yeah, so I think Bade, how do you react to this? This is obviously now it's clear that this is someone who's very dangerous.
Can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
Like the shot that you take, Rich, like the camera is on it, and you just see like it's so hot from being burnt through, like the edge, like the filaments are like white hot, and like it's just a giant hole in your armor from your character, like the way you got the abs armor or whatever. There's just like a heart placed hole.
Oh, yes.
So
Yeah, that's cool.
And I think what we see from Bade is Bade kind of looks down at the shot that kind of came from behind her and just floored Ettima and kind of looks up. And I think so. Boko, you're talking to them. Ettima just got hit. You pick up Ettima, and are you leaving?
I'm gonna drag her to safety, so at least into the garage.
Yeah, I think it's time to go. So I think I want to help you and pull Ettima all the way out.
Cool. So you're all out of the corridor. You don't see what's happening down there with the assassin. What you do know is that Croft and Mola are trying to hold the other people off. And I will make a roll for them. I'm rolling 3 dice. There's 3 of them. They're helping each other. That seems reasonable. So let's see how that goes. It's rolling. Do you see a result?
Yeah, 3-3-2.
Oh, that's terrible. No, I
yeah,
can't see
it
it myself.
is.
Okay. I am going to make. Damn it. Yeah, now I can see it. I'm going to roll a die to see who goes down from fire. 1 and 2, it's Croft. 3, 4, it's Mola. 5, 6, it's Janusz. Or 5, it's Janusz, and 6, it's the
Iktavi?
other. Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
Oh, I'm excited. This is some stakes. I'm scared. Oh, all our NPCs. Oh no.
That's Croft.
Yep. Those cross.
He's been laying down the fire with a heavy blaster rifle, which
Now
means
he's just
also
laying
drawing
down.
a lot of fire. What you see from inside, he's standing like behind jumping in behind the corner, jumping out, laying some fire, doing it again, and then he gets hit. And he takes a shot, he staggers, and then he's hit again and again, and he's just topples over.
I think right before the first shot hits him was when his rifle like runs out of like ammo or whatever. And so he goes to take a shot. And as soon as they realize that like nothing's coming out, that's when they all gangster up on him.
Oh, they
I
massacred my boy.
Hardly got any screen time with you.
And I think so I think Bade sees him go down and kind of says, "You get Adam out," and goes over and starts pulling, and doesn't really realize that he's gone, and is like, and then we, I think it's going to take, no, leave him. Who do you think says no, leave him? You do?
Yep.
Good. Yeah.
Or our babysitter.
Yeah.
Might have a darker heart.
I think Mola is he's gone. Run. And I think she points towards the garbage chute, because right now that's probably your only your most reasonable way out. Since the guard posts are activated, they're all around. You'll have a really hard time getting out any other way. And Janusz is just crazy firing, throwing grenades, and chattering in Jawais, probably terrible curses. So for Bade, you grabbed hold of like Croft's arm, and he's a Gregorian. They're like huge, like a big white Wookiee. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So
it's
you just
useless.
try to start pulling him, but it's and Mola says he's gone. All of you, what do you do?
Start heading garbage chute, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna head towards the garbage chute, dragging Etma along.
Yeah,
But I
like,
think
Edma's probably got like one arm around me, one arm around you, and
Yeah.
we're walking her over.
Yeah, and Bria, you're carrying Thierry. So this sounds like a group action, but that means someone has to lead it and risk taking stress.
I'll do that.
Cool.
So that would probably be Prowl.
Prowl sounds right.
Okay.
So you can take devil's bargains, you can push yourself, you cannot assist each other since you're all part of the same action.
So do you have a devil's bargain?
Mola gets left behind. He doesn't make it out.
Mola is our contact. Is that right?
She's the one
She's our
Tor
babysitter.
sent with you to keep an eye on you.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, if she gets taken out, then we can make the case that she was not as tough as we are.
Oh man.
How much trouble? So I don't know a lot of the background. How much trouble would we be in if we came back without her?
She is one of Tor Bracken's lieutenants. He's like the leader of the mainstream rebel faction. He sent her along because he wanted to assess you. He sent her along because he wanted to assess you. If she doesn't come back, he will definitely be suspicious.
Okay.
That maybe you intentionally got her killed. And in this case, you only know she doesn't make it out. You don't know if she's dead or not. Probably dead.
Oh
But
God,
she
that's
might be
terrible.
captured.
That's so good.
So I think in this case, I'm not going to take the devil's bargain. I'm going to leave. I'm basically going to say, I think not taking the devil's bargain looks like, no, you first, right? You have to get out
Yeah.
first. So I'm going to roll my fancy 1d6. And I got a 4.
Nice.
I've got 2 here coming. That's a 5 and a 6.
Nice. Someone should roll for Janusz as well. I think they'll be part of this retreat as well, and I'll make a roll for Mola.
I'll roll Ganesh.
Cool.
But,
So that's their
first,
quality, so 1 die.
I have to be Ganesh. All right. So, okay. 6.
Nice.
You can't hit a jaw while running away.
So I think, yeah, I should roll for Mola. Let me think how to assess that. I think I roll her tier because that's the quality for a faction. So I think that's 3 dice.
Nice.
That's a 6 as well. I think everyone succeeded, right?
Yeah.
So there's no stress, and the best result is a 6, so that counts for everyone. So you make a good, clean getaway, or as clean as you can be rolling down into a garbage chute. But you don't get killed. I think this is
And I went with the other escape route, the planned one, right? Like that's where I was headed towards. Otherwise, I need to roll for
but
this.
in this case, I don't think that was really an option.
Okay, that was cut off. That was cut off. Okay, then I need to make a roll then. Let me do that.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't rolling because I imagined that I'd split off to go do whatever the other escape route was.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I figured with the cloak, like I could get past.
Right. Yeah, that's probably a possibility. You could with the cloak, you could conceivably do that. It's going to be a dangerous role because you'll be escaping through the guards who are now rushing the garage.
My character is a stealthy character, and she's also egotistical. So I'm gonna say I do the dangerous version of it.
Whoa.
I still think it's a prowl roll, but
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone else piles down into the garbage chute, make it away that way. Bria, you have your camo cloak, you're carrying Tiri, and you exit the garage. You see the area surrounding the garage. There's about a dozen of these Black Sun guards coming from various directions.
okay.
But they can't cover every approach, and they're very focused on the big door where Koff has gone down, and Janusz threw some grenades. He threw some smoke grenades, the last thing he did before pulling back. So you have some smoke cover initially, and you can probably use that to your advantage. But what's your, and you have this speeder that you had arranged that you have stashed somewhere. We haven't decided where. It can't be too close. You have to get to it, but that's definitely an option. But what's your exit strategy?
I don't know. Any ideas from y'all? I mean, I can only be camoed until I get to the speeder. The speeder's not gonna be camoed. So it'll be kind of useless at that point, the cloak.
Right. I think the speeder had a sidecar. So
Yeah,
you
it was a
could
bar.
potentially leave Tiri cloaked in the sidecar.
That's pretty smart.
And be taken prisoner or killed.
I don't mean leave her. I mean put her in there, and then you take off on the speeder so that they don't know that you're getting away with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Or the speeder
yeah,
bike could totally be a decoy, right? Like you could just set the speeder bike to go. You've got some dummy thing set up there, and so they think, oh yeah, they're getting away this way, and then we skulk out.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
There's also a crawler in the garage. Maybe like just set that on autopilot, set it up, or then go out the other way.
So I keep to my cloak, and I hit some buttons on the speeder, and it acts as a decoy. And I'll head out. I guess that's still a prowl roll. So 2 dices. Here we go. Double 5. Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry, yeah, that's still with a consequence. Ooh. I don't think you're taking harm from the way you're doing this. I think there's going to be a complication that it takes you quite a while to get back, because now you don't have your escape vehicle. You have to escape on foot. You're in hostile territory. These guards and the assassin will be searching for you. So I think we'll do it like this. You'll lose one of your downtime activities because you have to take the long way back. You have to hide out, that sort of thing. Does that seem fair?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
And you can try to resist it, but of course you risk pressing out.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I don't know that I want to be that traumatic.
It does mean you recover all your stress when you throw them out. So
it means I don't have to do yeah. All right. Yeah. You've convinced me. All right. So I'll use insight to like know where to go better than them.
Mhm.
So that's 3 dice that will have a 6 on it. Come on,
Oh.
that's gonna happen.
That sounds reasonable.
Yes,
And it
critical.
does. Oh my god.
I think I recover. I think I recover a stress when you get a critical on a resistance roll.
That's actually possible.
Yeah. Anyway,
have to-
I definitely don't take any stress. So
Yeah. You do not take any stress.
can't believe I got double sixes.
That's amazing. So how do you evade this this pursuit so easily?
Do you have a lot of history in your head for the assassin? Like, is there stuff that we already
No.
have planned?
Not a huge amount. No.
Then somewhere in my past, we both trained together, and I know her training, her methods, like where she'll sweep.
Ooh. I don't think you've trained exactly with her, but you may
Okay.
have trained with some other
Sure.
Black Sun assassin.
Okay, perfect. I'll take that. I'll take that. I guess I get to create an NPC now. Sweet.
Cool. Yeah, critical result. You also clear 1 stress. Nice.
Nice. What
Yeah,
a
so-
gambit. What a gambit.
You know exactly what protocol they're going to use. So yeah, they're going to search like the main routes first, and then they'll branch out and they'll use this search pattern. So you can pick a route that you know will and you just we'll wait 15 minutes here, and you see a patrol pass by and you can sneak past, that sort of thing. Excellent. So we're coming up on time. The job is over here. I think you can all make it back. I would like to do the Fallout, but I think we should start with XP and see where we end up after that, because we tend to forget the XP and we don't want to do that. So let's start with Etema, or actually let's start with the crew, because we don't forget that as well. Did you do a battle, extortion, sabotage, or smash and grab operation?
Yeah.
It turned into that, whether the intention was was that or not. So yeah, I think that counts. I'll take 1 for that. Did you contend with challenges above your current station? You definitely did. I think that should count twice for this, because you had the Black Sun in general, but you also had this badass assassin. I think I want to give you extra for that, which means you have filled up your meter. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? Your current reputations are professional and brutal.
We murdered a whole bunch of guys.
Yeah, I think we were pretty brutal. There's some double tapping going on. I remember Bade was throwing needles at people. Very, very hardcore.
Yeah, that's definitely. I kind of want to give you both for this one as well, because you did. I mean, you were brutal, but you also, this was comparatively a very professional job. You went in, you took out the people who opposed you, you got the target, and you left with I would say minimal losses.
Yeah, and Bria especially like stuck to the plan, like didn't go out the back way.
Yeah.
Croft is a minimal loss. I don't know about that.
Harsh.
I mean, you went up against like 15, 20 Black Sun guys. You lost 1 person. That's I would say that's minimal losses. And super bad assassin. Did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew?
There's a whole lot of helping people out and carrying people out of danger to me that,
Yeah.
that felt pretty great.
Yeah, I'll give you one for that.
Oh, and that time where I said, like, I didn't even, oh no, I was gonna say the part where I didn't tell Bade what to do. I expected Bade to figure it out. So.
Yeah, I think that counts. You should get a lot of XP for this because this was a very dangerous mission and you did a great job. So I'm not going to hold back.
And we're probably
I'm
gonna
not going to
go
be
once in
stingy.
level.
So this means you gain an advance for your crew. You can take one of the special abilities. You can take or you can take upgrades. For upgrades, you can take 2 ticks on the things, or you can add a new cohort, or you can add a type to one of your existing cohorts. Like making the thugs also be rooks or whatever the other types are.
We could get 2/3 of hardened, which would give everybody an extra trauma box.
I don't know, man. We just dipped into our first one. I don't know if we need those quite yet. So maybe we forestall that one.
What does mastery do again?
Sorry?
Oh,
With
mastery allows us to go to level 4 on our attributes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or abilities or whatever they're called.
Oh, wait,
Actions
we
is
can't go to level 4? Okay,
That's
Yeah.
correct.
that's good to know. Glad I
Not
up
without
rack
mastery.
instead of
And mastery
skirmish.
costs 4 ticks. So
Getting an extra die to resistance rolls is pretty cool.
Training and resolve isn't bad. Training and
Yeah, or the
personal isn't
personal.
bad.
Both
I
of
mean,
those are good.
If we were not, if we were ever going to be forged in the fire, this was the session. to
That's
do it.
true. That does fictionally make sense.
Dang it,
That's
Blood
one die to
Brothers is cool
resistance
now
roll.
that our
That's really
cohorts
good.
are doing. Sorry, I talked over you, Undish.
oh no, it's fine. Say what you were going to say.
Oh, I was just going to say the blood with all the cohort action, Blood Brothers would be a good idea going forward if we want to continue doing that.
Mm.
Yeah.
What is forged in the fire? I don't see that.
Are you on the crew
It's-
tab?
I am.
It's below fiends.
Fourth
Above
one down.
ward
Row
dogs.
16.
Okay. I see it. Okay. Okay.
I mean, dangerous. We could all get a tick.
Mm.
But-
Ooh, that is kind of nice. I kind of like dangerous, but they're all good. I really am happy with just about anything.
Yeah, I think I'm in
Yeah.
the same boat.
I think
Bravo's
dangerous or
rigging
forged in the
could be-
fire. I have good for those.
Yeah. Bravo's rigging could be useful. I mean, you're almost always using weapons and or armor. So it means you could have more stuff with a lighter load. But I'm not going to argue against any of the options you talked about.
If we got a workshop, would that help us like heal better, or is that only for like gear?
I think that could be. There is no infirmary, so I think that could work for that as well. There is an infirmary on the holdings with the turf and all that.
You know, if we did the Bravo rigging where we get the 2 free loads of weapon and then purchase a higher quality weapons, like we'll be rolling with much better guns on every run for free. That would be 2 ticks as well.
Mm.
But anyway.
Yeah, we can leave that for a bit. Let's go through XP for everyone else. I'll make a note here that you have an advance, so we can come back to it after we've done your individual XP, if you have a feel for it then, or we can leave it for next session so you can think more about it. Let's do the individual XP. We'll start with Etma. Did you address a challenge with violence or coercion?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Violence?
think I think all the action here is worth 2 ticks for that one.
Okay, cool. So that rolls me over with 1 left, and
Or you can put it on one of the action or one of the attributes.
oh,
It doesn't have to be.
yeah, no. That's a really good point. I never improved my insight, so I'm gonna do that. Thank you.
Cool. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Hmm. I don't know. She comes from a violent background. That feels like double dip.
Your special eye allowed you to catch that grenade and throw back.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
that,
one.
that was
Thank
a cool
you.
moment. Yeah, definitely. I think that's
Sweet. I'm gonna mark inside again.
Yeah. Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
I got one.
Yeah, I don't think that really
Okay.
counts.
All right.
But you'll
Cool.
get your chance next session.
Sweet. I'm thinking, like, unless I wanted to tilt Edma's direction or personality, I think reckless feels like one she would naturally fall into.
Mhm.
Because I don't like the development of, like, vicious feels right, but it also feels like it makes her less of a character I pull for.
Yeah.
And then other stuff seems like it might be too, like, I considered soft just because it's such an about face, but I kind of like having her as the hard ass, so I will not. So I think I'm going reckless.
Cool. Boko is up next. Did you address a challenge with tracking or violence?
I did do that.
Yeah, I think you should get 2 ticks there as well. There was a lot of shooting. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Did I? I don't know that I did.
Kind of indirectly, because she recognized you.
Yeah, I'll take that.
assassin.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
that could count.
I'll take that.
Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
I did not.
No, I think that's fair. Priya, did you address a challenge with stealth or evasion?
I think so.
Saved our can with it a couple of times, I think.
Yeah, I think going for the vent and then your escape, I think that should count for 2.
Yeah.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Well, I certainly believe that the assassin is hot, and I expressed that.
That was so funny.
If not that, then my background came up with the pound. Apparently, I've trained with Black Sun assassins before, which I didn't know.
Yeah, that should be worth a tick.
Okay.
Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
No. Well, I've decided to go with obsessed instead of paranoid. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really obsessive with this list of stormtroopers. So I think I can get some XP out of that going forward. So that sounds like a lot more fun to role play. So so that would be 3 XP. Okay.
Yep, cool. And Fade, did you address a challenge with theft or innocence?
I did whenever I stepped out and talked to the assassin.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's 1 maybe. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
My background is underworld and trade, so I don't think I did that. Beliefs, drives, or heritage. I can't think of anything. Maybe my drive to make sure everyone got out by trying to drag the large guy out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
I think,
think-
and I think that
Yeah.
plays into innocence as well.
Yeah.
That was what I was about to say. Is I feel like your beliefs of not being in over your head cost you a little bit too, which was really interesting.
Yeah. So I think, struggle with issues from your vice or trauma.
I don't think so. I don't have a trauma. My vice is pleasure and gambling, so I don't think so.
Yeah. I feel like I kind of want to give you 3 total for like the downplaying the assassin, trying to save Prof when he was down and out, and generally being like a bit wide-eyed and optimistic about the whole thing.
Like
Does
at
that
the
seem
beginning,
fair to
whenever I
everyone? Oh, sorry, what were you about to say?
I was gonna say, like whenever I crawled out of the tunnel at the very first, and taking fire and looking around, and having to be told keep your head down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think 3 total feels fair to me. Cool. So that was the XP. Has anyone settled on an idea for what you want for the crew advance?
We came down to force in the fire or dangerous, right? Do we want to just roll a die?
Go for it.
All right, we'll go alphabetical. So 1, 2, 3, dangerous. 4, 5, 6, force in the dark. Force in fire. Sorry, wrong thing. Oh, it looks like forced in
There we go.
fire.
Boom.
Cool. So +1 die to resistance roll. That's solid.
Yeah.
It means I could potentially roll 5 dice now on prowess. Not potentially. I will be rolling 5 dice on prowess.
Yeah. Estima could be rolling 6 dice if you're protecting someone.
Right. That makes the disappointment when you don't get a 6 that much more special.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to check in with folks real quick. I was looking at possibly taking a veteran move, which means I was looking at the other playbooks.
Mhm.
Does anyone have any opinion, opposition to loose cannon from the Raquel? You can push yourself to use a dice pool equal to half your stress, rounded up for any action. No teamwork maneuvers can be used to help you for this action. If anybody had your eyes on that, I give it up. It's totally cool.
Go for it.
Steven?
Get it.
No, that sounds great.
Okay, cool. All right.
So how does that work? You push yourself by taking a stress, and then whatever stress you have at that point, you have it, and that's how many dice you roll.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Crazy.
it's pretty
Yeah.
wild.
Get 2 stress for that though. It'd be 2 stress to push.
Yep, 2 stress or push, but that is used.
Yep.
To calculate your stress for the.
So if
ball.
I'm riding at like 4 stress, I push. Now I'm up to 6 stress. I get to roll 3 dice to finesse, to prowl, to study, to tinker. Yeah,
Pretty nice.
Nice.
that's wild.
Nice. Yeah. Johnny Carson.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
wild.
So
Wild, weird stuff.
we're coming up on time. So if anyone has to leave, we'll do the Fallout next session. But otherwise, I'm happy to continue for a bit to do the Fallout and that sort of thing.
I'm good.
I'm good to
Cool.
continue.
How about you, Rich?
I'm
Yeah,
good to continue.
cool. then let's do that. So I think we'll go for the mechanics first, and then we'll see how that impacts the fiction when you come back. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah, fun.
So you did this job, and you had an offer from 4 to. So he's going to pay you 8 credits. Because, or 8 creds, I should say, since it. Anyway, because you got Thierry out of there, and what you didn't know when you were going in was that she has been exposed to this interrogation droid, but she's been holding. She hasn't given up any vital information. So you got there fast enough that she was still able to resist. Hoping that she would be rescued by her sister, because obviously she doesn't know that Maxa is, or didn't know that Maxa was detained. So this means you each, or you get 8 creds to share as you like between yourselves and the crew. The crew currently has 0 creds, has room for 4 in the stack. So do you take 1 each or 4 in the stash, or
That sounds
you want
good to
do
me.
it some other way?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
So I'll mark 4 creds in the vault, I should say, not stash, vault, and you each get 1 cred on your personal things, and then you get rep. This operation was not completely quiet, so you get 2 rep plus. Sorry, your tier is 1. Black Sun is tier 4, so that's plus 3, which puts you at 5. Yeah, you get 5 rep. I will mark that on the crew sheet. 2, 3, 5. So you're 4 away from advancing to tier 2, which will also cost you a bunch of creds. I don't remember how many, but we can check that when it's
But
relevant.
it's only half because we have a patron. Well, if we get our patron out.
Yeah, if you get your patron back. Then we get to heat and wanted level. Heat, I'm going to say that this was loud and chaotic. I think. No, actually, no, scratch that. I think this is contained because the area was relatively depopulated. I mean, it was a brutal, violent firefight inside the garage, but there not many people other than Black Sun know about this. So that's my rationale for that.
They're
I would
hoisted on
normally
their own
say-
petard. Sorry, go ahead.
I would normally say it would,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I would normally say that this was loud and chaotic because there were explosions and stuff, but I'm sure Black Sun wants to keep it quiet.
Mm.
Yeah, that
They
too.
probably
that too.
downplayed it and said, well, it's contained, and they just, somebody hit us, but it was small, and yeah.
Yeah. So that's 2. The target is high profile or well connected. Yes, Black Sun is high profile and well. Action happened on hostile turf. Yes. You are at war with another faction, and I don't remember if that's affected by your war dog. That does not change the effect of that, so that's 1 more. Killing was involved by you or someone else, and this. We did. I need to read what we changed your ability to the cleaner. Yeah, that's if you have time to clean up a location where you kill someone. No, that does not apply here. So that's 5. That's 7 heat.
Welcome
Yeah.
to level 3.
And one more turf.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So you're wanted level 3 with 1 heat. And yeah, since your wanted level counts as turf, you're only 3 rep away from
Nice.
your next tier. That's a benefit. And then we get to entanglements. You're at heat 0 to 3, but you're at wanted level 3. So that's 3 dice that I will roll, and I like to use dice roller.
We are KARK carked.
A 3 is the highest. Oh my god. Gang trouble or the usual suspect. Two,
Well, I could see the part of our gang getting upset that Croft is dead.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's what makes the most sense here. I think. Who do you think would be friendly with Croft in the gang?
IG.
Yanush.
Yeah,
They're
no, sure, I
hyper
think that's the
violent.
best.
That's true.
Big and-
I mean,
big and tiny.
it's a different gang, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair.
that's not
That's
super
true.
important. It's the I think gang trouble. Well, yeah, it's one of your gangs or other cohorts, so it could definitely be Janusz.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Janusz is. I mean, and Kai, tell me if I'm interpreting Janusz's personality wrong here. But I mean, they're happy to be in a fight. They're happy to blow things up. But this was a bad scene. There were a lot of danger. They took a lot of fire, and they made it out. But Croft didn't. And I think maybe they're a little bit angry with you for leaving them to cover all these people coming at them while you were all doing something else. So I think Janusz is getting drunk and mouthing off a bit, and going out to bars and talking shit about the gang a bit.
Well, Tiki Tavi is talking shit while Yanush just blathers on.
Yeah.
He has an interpreter, you see.
Yeah. Does that sound like something they would do?
Yeah, that sounds totally like something to do.
Cool. So then you have a choice. You can do nothing and lose rep equal to tier +2, so you lose 2 rep. You can make an example of them, or you can face reprisals, which in this case I think would be like losing status with some other crew, some other groups, as you obviously have a problem with loyalty among your own.
I say rep.
What does make an example of them look like in this case?
Making, I think it would have to be fairly public. Like it could be when they're out in a bar drunk, mouthing off, that you go there. Either you don't have to maybe beat them up, but really dress them down and that sort of thing.
And potentially make it look like it was their fault. I mean, we left you there to cover Janusz. You didn't do your job.
Oof.
Yeah, I'd be into doing that.
Okay. Can we make that a scene next session?
Yeah,
Oh, let's see that.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Poker. Tear them apart.
I will make a note of that. Yes. Cool.
And if I'm not sure if this might be a wish coming up, but I'm not sure if that's something that we want to do. But a potential scene would be to have a funeral scene for the fallen, interspaced between the dressing down of Janusz, right?
Nice,
Mm.
nice. Yeah. Like you're having a wake for Croft,
Yeah.
and but someone also needs to talk to Janusz.
Maybe it's, told through flashback. So either the dress down of Janusz happens and we flash back to the wake, or vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah, cool, cool. I have made a note of that, so we'll bring that up next session. I think that takes care of all the mechanical bits. I think we'll save the fiction for next session. What happens when you come back and talk to Tor and that sort of thing. So I think we can end the recording and do Stars and Wishes off camera.